windy. I make this review because a lot of people, they ask me what windscreen is that, what windscreen is that. Well, I made a lot of research, as I mentioned already, and I like that because you can see the shape. It's a little bit different, it gives a bit more aggressive look, and it's slightly taller than the original one. Hello, I'm Nikolai, welcome to Spoke Wanderer. Let's roll. I got a lot of questions what kind of windscreen I have. I changed the original one with the Touratech windscreen size L. Now the difference is in height. It's 3 centimeters taller and it's 3 centimeters wider on the widest point. I will show you separately. So the Touratech windscreen is 55 centimeters tall and 37 wide, versus 52 and 34 of the original windscreen. Well, it doesn't look much. Let me show you what's the difference from the side. So you can see you have slightly up here a little bit more. In the width is almost nothing. The difference is here in the corners. Let me show you. Now you can see in the foreground is the original one. The Touratech has here on top quite a big area which is bigger than the original one. From the shape, well, the original one is just roundish, and the Touratech one is basically has this line here in the front and has this diversion like spoilers going away. Now, as mentioned, up on the Touratech there's already the spoilers, but you have also here these two parts which are different than the original windscreen. So as you see, the original has here also this kind of shape, which is much wider as well in the Touratech one. Plus this one is rounded, so it goes onto the fairing, and this one is basically with this edge which brings it away from the fairing. I put also some spacers from iconic parts from the UK, which make a big difference, which I will also show you a bit later in the video. The material is a bit more thick and more sturdy than the original one. Let's go for a short ride. I will explain you then a bit later a bit more about the Touratech windscreen, about the spacers, and we do also a test and it will give you some information and observations on buffering, wind, noise and turbulences. Let's go. So as mentioned, this is the Touratech windscreen and I'm pretty sure you have this line which you see. The good thing is, as a rider, you see perfectly above it. So what I see from the car in front is basically this part of the windscreen. What I see now is the upper part of the tail light. So I think the visibility is very good. When you go, for example, off-road, you're anyway standing and then you see everything perfectly in the front, so no issue at all. Multistrada 950 with the Touratech windscreen, that's the L size. The S unfortunately is not available for the Multistrada, only the L. Now, it's not that much bigger, the shape is a bit different. What I liked is also it looks totally different with this part up here. Is there anything negative to say? Now when you sit behind it and you have on the lowest position, you have a fantastic view above the windscreen. When you look through the windscreen, you have a little bit of blurring here in this bend area, but the factor when you're 6 feet tall or 180 something tall, you look over the windscreen and it's just perfect. So no issues at all. Now as you can see, I have spacers installed which are not original. They're from iconic parts from the UK, and they make a huge difference which I haven't sought. Iconic parts, they have two models of the spacers. These are the ones for aftermarket screens, Touratech, MRA, Buick, Gibi and so on. And they have certainly the other ones for the original Ducati screens. Now to install them was a little bit of a challenge. So you mounted certainly your windscreen here, and then you have this key which you actually have to tighten down here. Now as you can see, it's quite tight. So what I had to do, luckily I had two, so I had to cut it a little bit, and then it's super simple. And then you just go in and you can tighten it. So iconic parts charge €1 more and give us already this and not the headache to cut this one, because with a normal saw it didn't really cut because it's hardened. So yeah, I managed somehow, and now you have it always with you because you need to check here and there if it is still fit properly. Without the spacers installed, you always still get a little bit of buffering around your helmet. I have an adventure helmet and I love to have with a shield, because when you ride against the sun, it's just perfect to have it. You can block it out, and I just don't want to miss it. Now the spacers as well, due to the fact that it's a little bit away from the fairing, it gives a little bit air under, so it eliminates slightly this lower pressure area here behind the screen, which is also fantastic, and it makes a huge difference. Okay, you might say spending €160 for this screen, plus another 37 pounds, which is equal to about €42 on the spacers, plus shipping certainly. But yeah, it makes a difference, and let's go for a ride and see how it is. So second ride in January. As you can see, we still have a little bit of snow. Temperature has risen the last days. Temperature didn't rise above 0 degrees Celsius. So today now on the bike it's 5 degrees. It's quite pleasant, almost clear blue sky, and I hope this will be also in the next days. At least they said for tomorrow, so we can do a little bit of riding. We are now in the Snagov area, just outside of Bucharest. Still, I think you have to be very cautious in this area which lay in the shadow. And I tested it when I started off. It's still can be a bit tricky, so let's not risk anything and do with some high speed, because anyway we have time. So how is the Touratech windscreen? Now I'm having slightly above 70 kilometers per hour. You don't feel anything, it's quiet behind, and it's on the lowest position as well. Now as I said, maybe the camera looks directly into it. Now I'm sitting totally upright, and I have basically just a screen below the camera on this level, and I think it's quite okay. Now when you put it up, certainly you have the camera fully behind, and but still you can see over the windscreen, and it becomes even more quiet. 80 you don't feel anything. And so definitely for long distance I wouldn't have the windscreen up on curvy roads because it's slightly distracting in the front. So, but it's easy, you make it down and you have an almost unobstructed view of your travel. 130, you have a slight buffering up on the helmet. Let's go up with the screen. Oh. Now you have the buffering gone, but you have a little bit more wind noise around the ears. It's also quite a windy day, so you have also a couple of side winds which coming. I didn't go into big experiments in regards of buying different windscreens. I mean, spending €160 is quite an investment. And when you take it for touring, okay, now I'm on the Autobahn on the highway here towards back to Bucharest. I usually don't take highways if possible. So countryside roads, you're cruising with 90, 100, hopefully a lot of curves, which makes it also much more enjoyable than just cruising on a straight road, which is not a, it misses the purpose of going touring. Look at that, it's frozen, very nice. Yeah, I think you hear a little bit of wind noise when you get out of the shadow. If you want to have a high-speed screen, speed screen, then you maybe stick to the low versions. Now I'm cruising with 115 kilometers power. I almost get no wind in my upper body on the helmet with the highest position of the windscreen. Where I got definitely some wind is on the arms. Here the wind goes nicely over, and so the temperature now 6 degrees. You better have some nice warm clothes, otherwise you cool out quite fast. So I hope this little insight of the Touratech screen for the Multistrada helped you a bit and shared some information with you. I'm 6 feet tall, so 183 centimeters in metric, and it works very fine for me. I like the design of the windscreen very much because it adds a bit of ruggedness to the bike. Just to mention, I'm not sponsored by Touratech, so I bought this windscreen by myself. Please leave a comment down in the comment section below, which helped me to improve. I'm Nikolai. Thank you for watching. See you soon back on Spoke Wanderer. Ciao for now.